Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Elephant Exposed. I am your host, Mr. CJ Jones, and I have my co-host with me one more time, Mr. Duane Stinson. How you feeling this evening?
I'm doing pretty good, man. There's some stuff going on we're gonna talk about, but
Mhm.
we blessed to be here, man. You know.
Yes, we are blessed to be here, and um, the more we dive into situations like this, it's always a bitter pill to swallow and everything. But these are the things that we have to expose. These are the things that we have to talk about. Um, and we just got to stay vigilant. We got to stay prayed up. We got to make sure that our heads are on a swivel, because
Hmm.
I just call a spade, man. The devil is busy, bro.
Hmm.
The devil is busy. So we got to be even more vigilant, like I said. Um, anyway, so in case if you guys don't know what we're talking about or what we're referencing, we are referencing um, that tragic massacre that happened in Buffalo on Saturday, to where um, 13 people were took on gunshots. 11 of the people were black. Um, two were white. Um, and I don't know what that third body was, but I think the third body or the third person was. I think they're counting him just as um, as an officer that was trying to intercede, and he ended up dying. The security officer, the armed security officer. And so um I'm trying to collect my thoughts, bro, because like even right now, I'm still just at awe about the overall look of it.
Hmm.
So please go ahead and talk to the people, and let's just share your heart, man. Just let's just see what's going on with you.
Well, like we had discussed before, the first thing I did this morning when I got in my truck is I made several videos trying to just articulate the way I feel about you know uh, like you said, we all know that racism exists. We all know that prejudice and stereotypes exist. But man, this right here took me back to a day when black black lives really didn't matter. Like the way that young man exterminated those people like roaches, like rodents. It
Hmm.
just it was just a man. I mean, you know, it just man, it just dehumanized those people, and it's like they were nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
You
mean it's
know,
it's a it's really hard. And you know, so let's talk about it like from the media side. Okay, so from the media side, um, when this all went down, I've been trying to get factual information to share. Um, try to stay away from all the conspiracy theories and why and the what fors. We can always go back and address things like this, but right now we just want to do reality and factual information. So factual information says this, and this is shared throughout the platforms, that this was a racially motivated massacre, that this was well thought out, cold blooded, calculated, just come from the depths of this young man's soul, And that's the part that I wanted to be sharing with you and to our watchers today. The part that gets me is the age of this guy. The age of this guy. This guy sits right in between the ages of my children. I have children that are in their early 20s, and I have a baby boy that just, or he will soon hit 10. This guy is 18 years old and straight up millennial, like right down the middle. So he did not have to be raised in ignorance. You know, he's in Buffalo area, which, I mean,
it's New York.
It's New York. It's a northern state. When you just think about the area that he's in, that
but
alone.
He traveled from somewhere else. I mean, a couple hours away or something like that. He didn't live in Buffalo, but he's still up north, though. You know what I'm saying?
And you would think geographically that, you know, the further up north you would go, that, I mean, first of all, I don't want to come across the wrong way. Ignorance and racism and stupidity is everywhere. But you would think that you would run into it far less, being that it's above the Mason-Dixie line, so to speak. You know, and to have something like that. And I was looking at the reporter Ari on MSNBC, and of course he goes a lot deeper, and basically piecing together like the motivation behind his purposeful decision to go into this and to go and do something this heinous. And not only his platform, but there was another platform as well, saying that he had just shared a 180-page manifesto as to what actually motivated him to do such a thing. And it's listening basically and giving life to all this rhetoric, you know, of that whole fear-mongering thing that's put out there by supremacists, by racists, by those undertone. And then, of course, when you got the far right trumpeteers, you know, putting out their little undercurrents, not to say that they're responsible or solely responsible, because ultimately the responsibility falls off on the individual that did it. So let me go ahead and say that now, before anybody get all, oh, this ain't a right thing. Yeah, you're not helping it. Okay, you're not helping it. And especially when you give life to things like this. And yes, it goes back to also the imagery. So, and we're going to go back and we're going to do imagery for you. We hadn't forgot about that, but right now we're going to get this off our chest. So right now, yes, it is all about the imagery that this young man has taken in and everything else. And of course, and I'm just again, this is called Elephant Exposed. Okay. This young white man, 18 years old, is above ground. I'm gonna pause for effect and say it again. He's above ground.
Exactly.
This man, legally responsible man, has taken not one life, not two lives, not three lives, multiple lives. He was arrested in the vestibule. Arrested. In the vestibule of the store with, they said, according to the report or the news people that was covering it, had the weapon up to his neck. 2 officers was able to talk him down, gave up the weapon, took off his body armor, and they was able to take him in. And the way that they had the camera position, you can actually see him being arrested in handcuffs and being put into the squad car. And just on the other side, his very first victim is still laying right there in the pavement, and people, police officers and everybody else just transiting back and forth. Now, of course, you know, I know there's a lot to preserving like a crime scene and things like that. But my point is that this murderer is protected in the sense of he has a right to a speedy trial. He has the right to be tried by members, his peers, members of his community. And he has to be proven guilty.
And you see, he already pleading guilty. I don't know if he's gonna try to use insanity. I don't know what he.
Of course, listen, man, listen. Of course he's gonna do that. Because okay, let's just play it on now. He's gonna plead insanity. He's gonna do all these things. They're gonna go and they're gonna break out the violin. They're gonna talk about how mentally weak he was, and how by looking at today's media and stuff, he easily failed. Basically, he drunk the mental Kool-Aid, and he felt like his race was under attack, because that's exactly what he was thinking, or at least that's what he shared in part. I'm only saying in part what he was. So I'm gonna give the gist of what he's basically saying by all the information that he learned over, the media platforms. His race was basically dying out and was under attack. So that's what drove him to want to act out in violence. So of course, and like I said, even in the jail. So let's look at this, because I know our time is getting short. So let's look at this right here. Let's play it on both sides. Let's just say he is set free. In a sense of he's not held accountable. They're gonna say he was mental and let's work with him, give him medicines and all this other stuff, blah 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 blah. He's a hero and an inspiration to someone else that wants to come right back in and do the same thing. I give you a very quick example. Let's look at how we're treating and doing Will Smith right now. And he didn't kill nobody. These were two prominent Black millionaires that had a slapping incident. And we have literally society, I say we, not me, but we as society has literally shut Will Smith down. It's called career suicide, basically, when he slapped the man. So his goose is pretty much cooked. We are more, I would say, scrutinizing to something like that than the treatment of this young white male right here. Now, let's just say he is found guilty. He is held accountable. And he does face life without parole and all that other busy stuff. Like we don't know that the Aryan nation is still going to protect that killer. That he still won't be looked as nothing negative, but as a person of pride, like a Kyle Rittenhouse. Actually, Kyle Rittenhouse is a puppy compared to what this guy did.
Right. It seems unreal that much hate can even be possible in 18 years. Like what? And
It's
like
the rhetoric.
Yeah, it is.
It's the rhetoric. It's the whole, like back in our day. Matter of fact, South Park used to pick at it. I don't know if you remember that animation used to come on kind of like late at night because it really wasn't for kids. They were like, they're ticking out. Yeah, it was like they used to be like, they're ticking out jobs, stuff like that. It's those undertones. And because who the there are the minority. The there are anybody that don't look like this. And let alone don't talk about the pronouns and everything else, because that's a whole nother ball of wax. They're taking over our nation. They're taking our women. They're everything. So you hear it. First of all, we're only 13% of this whole entire United States of America's population.
Right.
How can we take over anything? Let's be real.
Right.
We're only 13%.
And we only want to be, we still fighting for equal rights in 2020. We don't want to be above, we don't want to be beneath. We just want to live like everybody else. And we still having civil rights discussions now. And it's 2022. And
Lynchville.
If anybody has the right to be angry about the way they've been treated in America, guess who it is? It's Black people. But now you can say this. I don't know many people that's Black that just hate white people and harbor all kinds of resentment for the past and all this and that. We just want to live, brother.
Those are the people that I know of. I mean, back in the day, we used to call them militant-minded people. But to say that they are like out in massive groves or nothing, no. But just like everybody else, everybody has that in every race, in every creed, you do have that extreme person, or extreme people, and they all, whatever. So we're not saying, because I definitely do not co-sign of, Black people can't be racist. Oh yes, the hell they can. Yes, the hell they can. And they can be racist against their very own. So don't come to me with that BS here on TNTBS Elephant Exposed with that type of crap. Racist is racist. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. It's that it's that mindset of that you are better,
right?
And that someone or another race of people, or even if it's a class of people, you think that you are better than they are,
right? And when I think of like Black Panthers, or when I think of the militant minded, or when I think about the old Black man that used to say, derogatory things about white people, I just think they were reactionary. They were reacting to the way they've been treated. They didn't dislike white people because they was white. They disliked white people because they seen white people lynch their grandma. They seen white people beat their kids. They seen white people sick dogs on people. They seen white people, and I'm not, of course I'm not, talking down on anybody's race, but I'm not saying they have the truth. Yeah, I'm not saying they have a right to be racist, but that's why a lot of them, and it wasn't that they was racist, they just didn't. Like, you even hear Muhammad Ali saying, talking about the snakes. If it's 6 snakes that's good and it's 1,000,000 of them, what am I supposed to do? Try to figure out which one gonna bite me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And there's
I think a
plenty of
lot of,
illustrations, right?
yeah.
There's plenty of beautiful illustrations that basically says, look, man, too much damage has been done for me to say, okay, all of y'all are trustworthy. No, no. Too much damage. And you would think that by us being in this year of 2022, that things like this would have died down.
Mm-hmm.
I am not stupid. You will never, ever, ever, ever totally and completely eradicate racism,
Mm-mm.
bigotry, supremacy, um, any negative thing. But what you can do is be the majority that outshines it
Mm-hmm.
and educate ones that are coming up behind you to know what to look out for so you can still combat it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, the hope is to completely eradicate, but then that would form a perfect world. That would be a perfect world. But the reality is this, man. As long as we're living and breathing, and clear, I mean, come on, he's 18. He's not 90.
Right.
He's not 80. He's 18. So that means he willfully done this under all of the subliminal messaging and the extreme rhetoric that comes from these radical minded platforms and stuff, these low key platforms,
Mm-hmm.
dropping, doing the eye wink.
Mm-hmm. And see,
18.
what they did was they activated a young soldier. You know, they that might be their hope. Some of these older
That
cats,
is the hope.
you know what I'm
That is
saying?
the hope.
They some of these older cats that got families and got properties and got all this stuff to lose, they like, well, I can't stand black people, but I ain't finna go to prison. But then you get somebody who mind not even fully developed yet, who can be formed into and molded into whatever you want him to be, because he hadn't experienced anything to make you even punch somebody, you know what I'm saying? Much less go, you know what I'm saying? Much less go and kill a bunch of people that you didn't even know. And you know what? Another thing I was gonna say is that's why I despise here in Charlotte. We've been having a lot of murders, a lot of shootings. I
Yeah.
mean, people
Yeah.
people killing each other left and right for no reason. I mean, I ain't gonna say for no reason, but for
For
very
a
superficial.
justifiable reason.
Right, right, right. No, I mean, come on. I mean, people can't even, step on your shoe or maybe owe you some money. But that's why crimes against our own people outrages me that much more, because you got a whole sector of people that want to kill you just because you black.
Yeah.
But here you would going out of your way to kill another black man because of whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't know the brotherhood that I just wish we could grasp hold of that brotherhood. You know, a lot of times nowadays people don't even speak to each other. You
Yeah.
feel like you don't even want to say what's up or don't want to look
Right.
at somebody too long. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that
And
was.
and I mean, well, Southern hospitality, well, I would say it like this. Southern Hospitality been died whenever Big City came down. But I'm not going to try to make it a North versus South thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but basically, when you start to get city folk to merge in with country folk, then of course that it
Mm-hmm.
shifts, all the politeness, all the niceties, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and things like that. So, but anyway, guys, we just wanted to get this just off our hearts. We wanted to share our thoughts with you guys. And this platform is open, man. If you uh feel like how we feel, maybe if you got a different angle on it, um, please feel free to share it in the comments. We will entertain that. Um, but we really, my goal right now, guys, is to just try to work on this, just process this, and let's pray for these families.
Mm-hmm.
This, we are in a need of healing and restoration. And like I said, this would be one thing if this was an older generation, but
Mm-hmm.
this guy's a millennial. So
Right.
so if this don't open up your eyes, America, I don't know what will. And so with that being said, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We appreciate you watching us, and we appreciate you supporting us. And we're out for this evening. Y'all take care.
Oh, so that's why